Hello everyone, today I wanted to share with you my redesign for Rwby, the main character from the series Rwby, spelled W-Y-B, R-W-B-Y, and I'm doing this because I was inspired by twiinsink video where a bunch of their fans submitted tons and tons of redesigns for Team Rwby, and I need to get my foot in that pie. So as you can see, the image that I'm drawing isn't necessarily the image that's over there to the left. And that's because I wanted to show what the redesign would look like in a style more similar to the show, or more akin to the show, as opposed to my style, which is heavily stylized. So I hope I did a good enough job. I hope it gives you an idea of what my designs for the main Rwby girls would look like in the show proper. And I hope it doesn't look like she's got an alien head. I know she's got an alien head. Don't talk about her alien head. She's sensitive about it. But speaking about, character design aspects that are important to the story, the show is Rwby, but it's spelled R-W-B-Y because it's red, white, black, yellow. And, each of the main characters represents one of the colors. But I wanted to try and X-Men uniform this up, and I wanted to try and incorporate the colors so when they're standing next to each other in a line, they look like they belong together, they look like they're on a team together, and they look like they fight together. I also wanted to clean up their silhouettes and distill them into their purest form. So let's talk about these colors: red, white, black, and yellow. Each one of these colors is represented by one of the main girls. So you have Rwby for red, you have Weiss for white, you have Blake for black, and you have Yang for yellow. But a common complaint amongst the community about these designs is that there's just some random colors put in there, like Yang is always assorted in browns, there's a lot of white on Blake when she's supposed to represent black, so I just want to fix those kinds of things. As well as adding accent colors from the other girls in a way that's harmonious with one another. So let's talk about the Rwby design that I wanted to base my redesign off of, the one that I took the most elements from. So on screen now we have Rwby's Volume 9 design. So you gotta look at the silhouette. It's not her Volume 1 poofy skirt, it's a little sleek skirt. I like that, it's workable ground. And then that's about all I like. No, she does have those sheer leggings, and I think the sheer leggings are cool, and I use them in my design because I'm obsessed with rendering sheer fabric when I design clothing. It's everywhere in my designs. I love it. I'm a monster. I can't be stopped. I can't be tamed. And do you see that red gradient? That red to black gradient? Blake wishes. And will she get cold? Well, she won't get cold because she has that layer of protection, for braving the outdoors, which is what these outfits should do because they're slaying these monsters in forests, in caves, in destroyed cities, in cities that are about to be destroyed because they're about to destroy them. They have stuff they need to do, and they need to be dressed and equipped to ruin the lives of people around them. And she's Little Red Riding Hood, so I wanted to get that basket imagery. Her little booties, look at them. Well, they're not so little, they're actually kind of big, but they look like picnic baskets. Now, if that doesn't scream cutesy wootsy, I don't know what does, and I love a character that looks cutesy wootsy. I also went ahead, and you can see it, there's a little bit of yellow, there's a little bit of white, there's a lot of black, and there's a lot of red. That's her team colors, and she's got a good representation of all of her colors on her. When you see everyone else, not in this video but in the other videos, and they start lining up one next to each other, you're gonna be like, oh my god, they look like they should belong together, which is not something I can say for when they look in the show right now. But I don't know, maybe I'm just hella biased because I made this, I like this, tell me why you like this or you don't like this. And this is a full disclaimer, you can kind of tell with how I drew crescent rows on the left here and how I'm about to half-ass it on the right. It actually gets better on the right, trust and believe, the process is magic. It's gonna look like a scythe. And that's the most important part. But I'm not good at weapons. I'm trying my best. I have a reference up. I actually tried to do this crescent rose from memory, which is sucked. So like later on I realized I can't do this from memory, so I have to go get a reference, and I still mess it up, so yay me. But keep working on stuff you suck at, because maybe eventually I'll be able to draw a sword half decently. And you can see me doing it right now like a goddamn psychopath. Like, the sketch is not sketching there. Like, dog, what are you drawing? Where are these shapes? Like, you are fully pulling these shapes out of your, like, butt. Like, what is going on? You don't know what you're doing, but you're doing it with full confidence in your heart. And yes, while I was sketching, I did think for the longest time that that cape was part of the scythe. And it did mess me up a bunch of times. But we got through it. We never fully added that circle that's supposed to be on the end, like how you see the second circle, but you know, it's a half circle, and half circles are just as good as full circles, you know, like lemons. I made lemonade. Okay, so moving on from lemonade, I didn't know if I wanted to go in like in a modern streetwear kind of look for all of their designs. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I felt a little lost when I was first making all the designs, but then I actually started with Yang, because Yang's design, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And if you saw the silhouette at the beginning, you didn't, please wait to the end. It's so good. It's my favorite design out of all of them. She's my baby and you can't say anything about her. But besides Yang, I wasn't sure where I wanted to take the other girls. So like with Rwby, did I want to reinvent the wheel? Did I want to look at all of Rwby's designs and decide what I really enjoyed the most? And I think that's what I did. I went through and I'm like, what's my favorite Rwby silhouette? What is my favorite Rwby sleeves? I feel like I really made the cape my own, like with the little bow tie in the middle. So one thing you're gonna notice throughout all the designs is they have little buttons and they have bows, and that is the detail that ties all of them together. And the little bows are adorable. I love the little bows I added on them. I think it really makes them feel like fairy tales. It adds the fantasy element. I think if you add a bow on any character, it makes them feel way more fairy tale immediately. It's a little cheat code. Keep that in your back pocket for you. I won't even charge you for it. So when I think about character design, I think about my classics. I think about my Winx Club, sparkly gowns. I think about My Hero Academia. The hero costumes are Chef's Kiss Perfecto. My favorite part is actually on Bakugo's and Uravity's costume, where they have those two little dots, and like, I read that meant that they were designed by the same designer in universe, and that is so cool. I love it when like fashion is reflective of the universe that it's in, because it makes the universe feel so much more fleshed out, and it makes them feel like real characters who are choosing to put this stuff on their body for a reason. Wake up in the morning and you look how you want to look for a look kind of way. That's what I'm really looking for when I make a character. And the original Rwby designs for like Volume 1 felt very like that. They felt very alive, and they felt like they had their own personalities. Now let us harken back to when I talked about the colors. All of the colors on the girls are the same. All the blacks are the same, all the reds are the same, all the yellows are the same, all the whites are the same. Some girls have like another color on top, like Rwby here has silver and it's in her eyes too, but Yang still keeps her purple scarf, so she gets to keep that purple accent color, but that's her only other color besides the main four. Blake also gets to keep her purples, so Yang and Blake get to keep their, you know, purple together. And I let Weiss keep a little bit of like blue, but it's like really dark navy blue. So going on my sort of thought process on how I develop outfits and designs for characters, I get the model posed how I want it to represent, you know, the kind of attitude, and then I just toss clothes on it until the silhouette works, until the colors work. I don't do like a bunch of different drawings of the same character. I just do one and I keep evolving it. I kind of approach it from a sculpture point, but at the end of the day, the character really makes themselves and what they want to wear and what they look good in, and I can't fight that. But I'm also really good at picking colors, so just built different. Sorry, God's gift to coloring over here. I tried out a few new things, like how I do my hair here, and I gotta say, I love the way I render the hair here. I've obsessed with the little light I give it, how like I love it. I've never been able to like do highlights before in hair that like look half decent, and this really was a pushing point for me, and I pushed myself, and I think it looks phenomenal. Oh, and this lighting here, I'm trying a lot of new things out with my rendering style, and I'm just loving all the new explorations and discoveries I'm making. It makes me so happy to do art. It feels so nice. Like, I love going on YouTube and watching art videos and watching other people make art and be happy making art. A big inspiration for me when it comes to character design and outfit design is the doll maker community, specific channels like Dollightful, Hextian, Enchanterium. Those guys know how to do it. We're getting a little bit away from the Rwby redesign, but I've basically already talked about everything I wanted to talk about. But I just wanted to get to the main course, like why I wanted to make the video, and that was to show off this design, because otherwise no one else would see this design if I didn't make a video about it and post about it. And I really am proud enough about this that I want to, do this. So I'm doing this, whether you like it or not. You gotta make art to be seen and to be judged, because like, what is art if not something to be judged so that you can take that judgment and then, make something better afterwards? It's like, I don't know, I think I might be a little lost in some kind of sauce, but if you took something from that, I'm glad you did. If you didn't, see you later. I'm glad you stayed this long.